Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Terrence.
What's up?
And Carrie.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. Micah is off this week, but again, that will be up and down until, I think, April. Carrie, thank you for coming in.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have plenty to talk about. No science and tech or stupid tech this week, just because there is just a ton enlightening around a movie and TV. Of course, What the Fuck brought to you by JTD, and trailers are around. So quickly in checked out, I'm a little late on this, but apparently Homeland is really good, guys. It only came out like 7 seasons ago.
I've never seen it though. So.
It's really good. It's really, really good. For those who don't know the premise of Homeland, it's basically this guy is he's a captured POW.
Okay.
And he's like a sniper or whatever, and he gets captured in, I think, Afghanistan, and he's been missing for like 8 years, like presumed dead basically.
Okay.
But they still hadn't found his body, and he, in the very beginning of the show, he gets found alive, and they bring him home. The Marines bring him home, and this CIA agent, the main character, Carrie, she finds out right before they find him that this terrorist group has turned an American to their side who is a captured person, right? So she suspects that it's this guy. And so it's this weird cat and mouse of like, and as the audience, you also don't know, which is kind of interesting. Like, is this guy bad? But he's also like dealing with like weird PTSD shit. And like, is this guy a bad guy? And then like, they have this sort of connection and everything else. And so there's like this, there are like layers upon layers and subterfuge and all this other shit. It's really good. Nice. I should have been watching this. I really should have been. But the new season, I think, comes back in the fall of 2019. So I'm trying to like burn through and watch it. But yeah, it's really dope. And the guy, I can't remember his name, his real name. He's the bad guy in Billions. Like he's the billionaire on that show, Billions. Damian Lewis? Yeah, Damian Lewis. That dude is my choice for Norman Osborn.
Okay.
Yeah, like that guy has a way about him. Like on Homeland, he's kind of terrifying because he's like this like military guy and he's like really super serious. But on Billions, he's like the coolest fucking dude. And like everybody kind of wants to be him. Also, he is just a corrupt asshole. But I think Damian Lewis is a perfect choice for Norman Osborn because like his age works too. Like he's not too old, but he's old enough. He's old
enough to be a dad.
He's definitely old enough to be a dad. And like on Homeland, his kids are almost like around Peter's age, incidentally. But he's old enough that he's seen as a real adult, but also not too old that a young person wouldn't think he was cool. Right? Like, oh, like he's just like, this guy is like the shit. Like, oh, wow. They would look up to him. Damian Lewis is 100% my choice for Norman Osborn. But Homeland, if you haven't watched it in like 9 seasons, you should totally check it out. Carrie and I went and saw Captain Marvel. By the time you're listening to this, that review will be out. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can listen to the audio version just on the Coming Distractions podcast feed. So check that out. No spoilers, but we gave it a pretty thorough review.
Really good movie.
Yeah.
You go see Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
please.
Spoiler alert. And then Carrie, you and Terrence, you both watched Dating Around.
So like,
I'm very interested to hear everyone's thoughts on the show.
So because I listened to the 2 most recent episodes of the podcast last weekend, I was in the Poconos with a couple friends of mine and my husband, and so we listened. Did
you guys stay in the champagne hot tub?
No, God, no. We rented like a cute Airbnb and like had a nice lazy weekend.
You should have done the hepatitis tub.
No, awesome. I really don't want the hepatitis tub.
I'll do that.
But I heard you guys talking about it on the podcast because we listened to the podcast on our way up and our way back, and I was like, I gotta watch this shit. And yeah, it's really good. I just finished the episode with the girl who is me, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have ended it myself. I'm like those two personalities. Well, I'm not as obnoxious as some of those guys were, but I'd have been like, this is too much.
Her reaction to every one of those guys was exactly my inner thoughts as far as what was happening in all of those situations.
She is going to say, and there it is.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as that one guy was just like, I'm not really feeling this, like, you're really cool, like, you're a really nice person, I'm just not really seeing a connection with you, and he left, and there's the shot of her sitting at the bar and just being like, I'm gonna masturbate tonight. I was just like, you know
cool.
what?
I gotta go.
I was like, big mood. That's like high key, relatable Carrie content happening in that episode.
I'm pretty sure when my wife and I watched this, I'm pretty sure she said, she reminds me of Carrie. I was like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really liked her. I really liked the older guy. I thought that episode
that was my favorite.
Yeah, I thought that was
Lex.
Which one?
The
gay guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I liked him a lot.
He was cool. I did not like that mustache guy. Like,
that mustache guy was just trying to get fucked. That's all he was just trying to get a dick in the ass. That's what.
Just like, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me uncomfortable.
I liked the football guy. I was just like,
which guy?
The big dude. The big dude that
with the man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, in that episode.
The Indian woman, I was ready to fight that guy, Justin. He was like escalating this whole thing as being like, how is anyone going to trust
you?
You
Didn't throw her drink in his face.
Yeah. Oh, she has more self-restraint than I would have.
I was furious. I was like, yo, this is making me mad. Yo, it's making me mad. Because I know people who are in arranged marriages, like from Indian culture, like, this is not okay. Like, don't
it's
talk
like so
about
many
this shit.
layers of just like racism and sexism and like complete cultural ignorance and complete unwillingness to just like take a moment and bother to listen to what
you don't have to agree with it.
Right.
I don't agree with arranged marriages either. You don't have to be a dickhead about it.
But
what did he say? He was like, how am I ever supposed to trust you?
Yeah, he was like, not only that, how is any man going to trust you when you got in there and you lied in front of your family and you lied in front of God? How is anyone going to trust
first
you?
Of all, nigga, I'm not Christian.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, she should have been like, wow, just straight in his face. That actually would have been a solid moment to throw a drink in someone's face.
Like that, I would have been like,
I know reality TV does it all the time and so can try. No, that is the moment to throw. And it should have been like a spicy mezcalita, like, wow. Jalapenos, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck out.
No, I like it a lot. I hope they do another season. I will absolutely watch it. Like, I'm a sucker for like a good trashy television reality TV show sometimes, but like Netflix is putting out trashy reality TV that still has like this degree of class about it. Like Dating Around is really good. I love Queer Eye, and Queer Eye comes back like next week.
I always want to throw myself in front of a bus when I even think about that shit.
I love them.
No.
Oh, they're so
They were on an episode. God, this is the gayest I'll ever be. But they were on an episode of Project Runway, and I was very upset. I was like, "You're ruining Project Runway for me." I like that show.
No.
Those people are amazing.
I would take a bullet for any of them, except for Anthony.
I would give a bullet to any of them. Those guys are annoying.
No, I love them.
And it's not because they're gay. They're just too fucking much. If they were 5 straight guys and they were just like, hey, we're like, but like the exact personality, I'd be like, just settle the fuck down. Just settle down. We get it. You're very good at fashion. Just settle down.
No, I love them. So,
but it's not the same guys, right, as the original show.
Correct.
Right. It's the new class.
Yes.
Right. All right. Yeah. Well,
I love them.
No, I didn't like the old show. I don't like the new show.
No, the new show's so much better than the old show.
I'll never know, Carrie. Look, they ruined an episode of Project Runway, and I'll never get that episode back. So they did not make it work.
Haven't you seen Patriot Act with
Yes, I watch it all the time.
Are you seen all of them?
I think I'm like one episode.
The last 2 episodes were about I think insulin and
I haven't seen that
and student debt.
Interesting.
I did see that one.
Yeah.
That show's really good. It's Hasan Minhaj from The Daily Show.
Okay.
It's an interesting show because it's like 30 minutes. Each episode's 30 minutes. Yeah. You can watch them on YouTube too.
Okay.
By the way.
They're not even 30. Like 22 minutes.
Yeah, something like that, right? But it's he picks like one topic and goes in, but he's like doing a stand-up. It's a stand-up about that topic, but he's got like images and everything else. It's really well done. And what's actually really dope about it, what I like is he, very much is a Muslim guy.
Yeah.
And the audience, when they pan to the audience, it is like super brown. Like
it's super diverse.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that was kind of dope.
I think it's more people of color than white. It's definitely more people of color than white.
And I think it's more Middle Eastern folks than anything else too, or more South Asians, which I thought was kind of dope.
Nice.
But his episode on Saudi Arabia got banned in Saudi Arabia.
I bet.
Yeah.
They don't like people talking about them.
No, not ever. They were him.
He's about to get banned in China.
I have one more thing that I checked out that I did not put on the docket because I wanted to leave it a surprise.
Oh no!
I watched Venom recently.
I actually think I saw some of Venom.
And Carrie, did you think it was the greatest movie this side of bad movies?
I really enjoyed it.
Hold. How drunk were you?
I wasn't that drunk. There's a few things that like culminate for me in this movie. And one is I like Tom Hardy.
Okay, that's fair.
And I like Venom. But I'm also a filthy monster fucker. So this movie is
That's weird.
turning my knobs.
Okay, all right. So this is purely from just a degenerate perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
But like,
because this is not a good movie.
No, like I'm not going to say it's a piece of cinematic history, and like it's ostensibly not a good Venom movie. It's not a good comic book movie, but like it's a fun Tom Hardy movie, and the usage of the character is fun. I like the characterization of the symbiote a lot. I just thought it was really wacky. The pacing is terrible.
Like, as a movie, it is not
the
good.
pacing is terrible, but I'm just like, give me this weird, gross Simbrock content that my deep, dark, terrible, horny soul desires.
Gross.
Thank you.
Okay. So that is not really a positive review. I just like to say, for the record, like, I would fuck that monster. Okay, that's not really a review, but okay, that's fine.
Well,
now everyone knows. It's like, I liked it.
That's a little weird. I'm gonna lie. I also checked out They Will Not Grow Old.
I don't know what this is.
It's that what's his name? This dude that did the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh,
Peter
Peter Jackson?
That World War I documentary.
Oh, the one didn't he like isn't it color or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
okay.
Is it weird to see it in color?
It's creepy, yeah.
To see
It's
what
very
World War I
creepy.
footage in color?
Yeah, it is. Because what they did, they took the footage, they did some things with the speed to make it actually look like normal speed because all that old footage is like sped up because it's just old.
Yeah.
They colorized it, and they didn't shy away from the violence of World War I.
World War I was
13 million people
fucked
died.
up.
Yeah, there's something crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that died in that movie. And
And
the
a lot of people who
narration.
didn't die fucking lost their legs from sitting in those trenches too damn
Yeah,
long.
they showed.
Well, and there's a lot of
had-
facial surgeries too.
They had photos of
Gangrene?
trench foot.
Yep.
Gross.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Nah.
They constantly had their boots on. The narration was from people that were actually in World War. It was nothing but people that were in the war.
Interesting.
The entire, it's like an hour and 30 minutes long. So it's just interspersed cuts of people in the war talking about like just how terrible it was. It's good, but goddamn,
Yeah. I don't think I could handle
it's
that.
bizarre. Just seeing
Is that
all
on
that shit in
Netflix
color.
or is it
No, it's not on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you rented it on Amazon. I got it.
sure. It's interesting if you're into that kind of thing. I'm a documentary guy. So
I mean,
was like,
I like
that's your whole thing,
documentaries.
yeah.
I like American history. I like world history quite a bit. I think World War I is the more
World War I
interesting.
was fucking insane.
Yeah, I think World War I is
It
the more
really was.
interesting of the world wars
Yeah.
to talk about.
Like we were in World War II for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our involvement in World War I was more intense, but
It was brief.
yeah, like the thing is, like World War II has like a supervillain. Like I feel like
Yeah, like,
that's the
that's it.
thing. It's like we had a supervillain, right?
Yeah.
It's like
That's
we
what it
fought
was.
the
It was-
Germans, and then like the second one was like, yo, we fought like fucking Dr. Doom. Like it's crazy.
Not only did we fight Doctor Doom, but like we also fought like Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
and,
right, like we had like it was like us versus the Legion
Yeah,
of Doom.
yeah,
Like,
the fucking Axis, man. Like
Yeah.
that's why
I think that's why people talk
That's
about
why
it.
there are so many legitimate Golden Age comic book covers where it's the hero like fighting off Hitler, Mussolini, and Hirohito. Like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of those that were made.
Yeah.
Because
I
that's
mean-
what it was. Is they were the supervillains.
yeah, it's kind of weird to think that's like in modern history.
Yeah,
It's fucking
that's
strange.
less than 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's weird. I think what World War I was 1913 to whatever the fuck, or 11. I don't remember, but yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
It's good though.
All right, I'll check. I would check that out. I was actually very interested to see what that looked like.
It looks crazy.
I'm interested in seeing it, but at the same time, I don't do body horror really well, which probably sounds weird coming from someone who literally just said she was a monster fucker.
Sex with Venom. That's what you said.
There's a difference between body horror and monster fucking. There's a difference. Look, let's move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. The more you go into it, the less rational you sound. No, I'm normal. Okay. All right, so make sure you go to the nerdpocalypse.com/Amazon, whether you want to buy a copy or rent a copy of the new Peter Jackson documentary, or you want to look at monster porn and get Venom on DVD like some sort of psychopath, you can do that by going to the nerdpocalypse.com/Amazon. We get a little bit of a kickback that will pay for, hopefully, Carrie's mental pills that she's clearly isn't short of this week. Or we could use it for other things. But you don't pay anything extra, and it really helps out the show. All right, lightning round this week. Terrence, take it away. Tell me the best news of the week.
Well,
this
first
is
up,
the best news of the week.
Stephen Amell reveals that the Arrow is ending this fall. It's been on for 7 years.
Our long
7
national
seasons.
nightmare is finally over.
I watched the first 2 seasons. I think 3. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, wasn't this like their first show?
This was their first superhero show.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the Arrowverse.
Yeah, so I mean, since playing Oliver Queen has been the greatest professional experience of my life.
Oh, it's
but you can't be a vigilante forever, Mel said on Twitter. I mean, that's the only thing.
I mean, he also had a prime career as Casey Jones in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oof.
He did that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He did.
So this was his biggest thing.
Right.
I mean, look, it's an end of an era. I know people are huge fans of it.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's probably maybe a season overdue for the show to end. They can start dedicating that time to doing other things with different characters or something like that.
And that's what the guy from the CW basically said. Yeah. Like, we are trying to make way for new stuff. I mean, look, I get it. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Arrow. Like, does he show up in other things, or do they completely retire the character?
It wouldn't surprise me to see them bring him back for occasional guest spots, because it's not like the character's going to be killed off. I
don't think so.
I would imagine that they're not going to do that. Just they'll wrap up his narrative arc, they'll wrap up his story, but they will probably leave it open for him to show up in episodes of Flash or Supergirl.
I would hope so. I mean, I
think it's basically he wants to move on from this role at this point.
Does he?
What else does he have lined up?
I mean, yeah, he doesn't feel. And look, I'm not a fan of the show, but I'm not going to shit on the show because, again, I know it has plenty of fans. But he doesn't strike me as a movie star.
And I don't know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shit.
He strikes me as a TV star. But look, maybe he goes and does some other television. I think he could do that. He just seems really, and maybe it's also the material. He just seems very dry as an actor.
I'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what he does after this, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, the talk is that they're going to use that. They'll likely use that slot to put Batwoman in. So,
okay.
So that's the pilot's being worked on, I believe.
Next up, Disney Star Wars Galaxy Edge will open this May in California, August in Florida. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah.
That's all you.
So this is actually happening a lot earlier than had sort of been even announced previously. We knew that it was opening. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is the Star Wars land at Disneyland Park in California.
Okay.
And Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World in Orlando. So we knew that it's the same land. It will feature the same attractions. It will feature the same dining options, the same everything. Okay. The layout will be slightly different to accommodate for slightly different spaces.
Sure.
But we knew that it was going to open in Disneyland first, and they said summer when they first were saying the sort of launch windows for these. Right. And then for Hollywood Studios, they were late 2019, fall, late 2019. So this is sort of bumping everything up by a month and a half on both cases. The sort of caveat with this is that what they're doing with this is they're doing sort of a phased opening where it will open sort of in 2 stages because it will have 2 rides. The first ride, which will open on opening day, is called Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. And that will put guests in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Every sort of run will be different, where people will take on different roles inside of the Millennium Falcon. So one person will be actually flying the plane, and sort of what they will be doing, particularly I think with the one in Florida, is if you're an on-site guest, you have this little thing called a magic band, and it's got a little RFID chip in it, and that's where you store your park tickets and your photos and whatnot.
Damn.
And
that's really dope, actually.
Yeah, so if you perform badly on Smuggler's Run, they have sort of indicated that these walk-around characters, these bounty hunter types, might come up to you and be like, so what happened?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So,
wow, so that it actually tailors the experience.
It's very immersive. That's the whole point. It's to be very, very immersive. So that will open on day 1. The second ride is called Rise of the Resistance. We don't really know the details of what that will entail. We know it's going to be on a trackless system, as they call it. It will feature a conflict between the Resistance and the First Order. Because the sort of story of this land is you're on a planet called Batu. You're at the Black Spire outpost, and the sort of time frame for like where you are in the Star Wars universe is basically between episodes 6 and 7. Okay. So during the initial rise and the initial takeover of the First Order.
All right.
Before they've come into their full power, but like they are coming up, but also the Resistance is starting to sort of fight back against them. So you get that. So Rise of the Resistance will not open on day 1.
Okay.
It will open later.
Oh, that seems like a shame, actually. I'm surprised.
My most sincere hope is that what this means is that you will eventually have sort of 2 opening days for Star Wars Land. Okay. Because I go to Disney parks. At this point, I've been going to Disney.
It's kind of your thing.
It's kind of my thing. I go basically every year at this point. And everyone has sort of been like, holy shit, Star Wars is going to open. It's going to be huge. It's just going to be a mass of people. It's going to be impossible to get in or out, impossible to move around. So my hope is that we're opening the land, the restaurants and whatnot here, and we're opening the bigger marquee attraction 2 months, 3 months later.
Oh,
then they can sort of spread things out a little bit. Because if there are people who are like, I really want to be able to do everything when I have my first Star Wars Land experience, they will then wait.
Right. And you're willing to have less of that experience and not have to fight.
Well, so I actually had already had a trip booked for September. The Orlando version opens on August 31st. Mm-hmm. I had booked the trip in September thinking this will be my last trip before Star Wars opens. Okay. And then my next trip after that, I will be sort of planning around Star Wars.
Right.
So much for that. Not that I'm like upset about it or anything, but like it definitely changes the sort of way that I have to plan this trip now. But I'm very excited because like now I'm going to be there when this land first opens. Even if I don't even get to go on the Millennium Falcon ride, I'm still super fucking excited to just go into that area and just experience the scenery and these walk around characters and the food that they've developed for this place and all this other stuff. So all right. I'm very excited. It's going to be an absolute nightmare probably at launch, but we'll see how it goes. I'll be there. My plan is to try and take some video while I'm there. So
all right,
we'll see.
We'll put up video of either Carrie having a great time or Carrie going batshit crazy because she's in a 9-hour line to do nothing.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I don't do lines. I don't give a fuck what it is.
No. What's the longest you're standing in the line?
What's the longest I've ever stood in line? Before I was just like, fuck it. 20 minutes?
Come on, yo. God damn. 20 minutes?
I don't like lines, yo. If it's too long, I'll be like, come back later. If I don't get on it, oh well.
20 minutes?
Maybe when I was a kid longer, but like...
What's the longest you're willing to stay? For something like, I don't know... If you got to meet, what's that one chick with the afro?
Even her. I'm
from
like,
Love and Hip Hop.
Marlon Negger.
Yeah. I got that name out quick.
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Well, you gave her an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like, no, I don't, like, nah.
Mike and I waited 10 hours to see Robert Downey Jr. And the rest of the Marvel guys.
At
Good
what?
for you.
Fucking Wizard
I don't
World?
like anybody that
No,
much.
at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
That was the time he came out wearing the Iron Man glove to Never Too Much by Luther Vandross. He did. You know what? Frankly, it was one of the most amazing moments of my life.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? Might have been worth it.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
It wasn't worth it, but it was still a great time. You forgot all the 10 hours of sitting next to people
I
with
think
smelly
maybe
Dragon
it's
Ball Z
longer.
button up
I think I've
club
probably stood in
shirts.
line for maybe like an hour, maybe
Yeah.
at the most.
An hour at the most. Wow.
And I fuck that. Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Me at almost 40, I would never stand in line for fucking 10 hours for anything.
No, I'm
No.
not standing in line for more than
That's
an hour.
part of the reason why I'm not, like, dying to go back to San Diego Comic-Con anytime soon. I need to pull a mic. I need to throw money at the problem. Do you have a fast pass? Like,
I don't
here's
like
the money.
anything that much to stand in line. There's nothing that I like that much.
Not
Yeah, I
as
mean,
I've gotten older.
That's sort of the thing for me with Disney is at least at Disney World, you can book what are called fast passes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And you can you pick 3 experiences and you just fucking zip through the line.
Yeah, I've seen those lines. And
You're there, and you
I
can-
went to Disney World. Was it Disney World?
Florida.
One of them.
Florida or California?
Yeah, and
Florida's
I was-
world.
Again, it's
Yeah.
fucking Florida. But I went with my family, and they were like standing in line for fucking
Too long?
in like extended periods of time for rides. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'll go
Yeah,
to the
I
Epcot
mean-
Center, or whatever the fuck that dome thing is, and just
Yeah.
The golf ball.
Yeah, it's boring.
Go
Yeah.
go
I
drink
was like,
around the
yo,
world.
I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, I like
It's too
Epcot.
hot. It's too fucking hot.
Yeah.
I don't want to get on any of these rides. I'm not waiting in line. I'm not having fun. Like, I'm ready to go.
Again, Terrence has been 47 years old his entire
I'm-
life.
See, here's the thing.
That was 6-year-old Terrence.
Is
It's too
that-
hot. Time to stand in line, not having fun.
did go to
I've
Florida,
become an absolute pro at using the Parks app, which displays up-to-date wait time. So I'm like, oh, this thing's only got to wait at 10, 15 minutes. Cool, we'll go do that now instead of doing it
see,
later.
I don't know if they
That's
had that.
And
app
then,
when I went.
and then after you use your 3 fast passes that you've booked ahead of time, you can book more. And a lot of people don't know that. So it's like as soon as I've used my 3rd one, I'm on the app booking my next one. Skip the next line. No problem.
How much are a
extra
fast
for that
pass?
Fast passes are included. They're free.
True. What?
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
At
Free with
Disney.
what? When you get tickets to Disney?
Yeah, when you buy tickets to Disney, you can book 3 fast passes in advance.
Wow,
Is it not extra?
It is not extra to do so at Disney.
Yo, Carrie's a fucking like. This is who you go to Disney World. She's
Yeah.
fucking extra. She's like, you get a fast pass, you book it again, you go on the 3rd, not the 2nd.
Like a
they
Disney
have what's
travel
called the
agent.
Express
Yeah.
Pass. You have to pay for the Express Pass.
By the way, I think that is your future job.
What?
Disney travel agent?
Yo.
Specifically Disney
I'm telling
travel
you,
agent.
yo, you go to Disney, you go to Universal, hook me up. I will help you.
I will help you pay for my
For a
ticket. It's only
nominal fee.
$900. How much is it to get into Disney? Is it like $1,000 at this
no,
point?
so my trip for this September, we're staying on site. We're staying at a value resort, which was just recently refurbished, so it's very nice. It's called Pop Century. So we're staying on site at a Disney hotel, which means you get off that plane, you are in the Disney bubble. You get on the Disney bus, they take you to the Disney resort. You use Disney on-site transportation the entire time you are there.
Jesus Christ.
So-
it's very Nazi. Disney,
So-
Disney.
We booked for mid-September. We are there for 5 nights. We have a 4-day park hopper pass. We got in on the free dining promotion, which means that we have 2 quick service meals and 2 snack credits for every night
Is your
that we're
husband
there.
as excited
No,
about this?
he is not. He's not even coming with me. This is a girls' trip that we're doing. So this is
damn.
four adults who, again, 4-day park hoppers, free Disney dining plan, and then staying on site. And it boiled down to about $750 a person.
Wow.
That sounds expensive.
It does, but it's not
sounds really
nearly as
expensive.
expensive as
A 5-day trip.
you might think.
I mean, that's a 5-day
five
trip
night
to
trip.
Florida.
Is that flight
I mean, I
included?
know is
That flight is not included with that. But like I got a good deal on flights. I used my Southwest rewards points, so I barely paid anything for the flight.
that's
And
fair.
again, that's dining plan, so most of our food is included with that. Which means that the only thing that we're paying out of pocket for once we get there is souvenirs and like table service sit down restaurants.
Okay, that sounds not bad.
All right.
I have not been to Disney World since I was 13.
It's Disney is delightful as an adult because Epcot turns into a way better park as an adult than it is when you're a kid.
Yeah, because you're drinking.
Because you're drinking the whole fucking day.
All right, that makes sense. And it's humid, so you just fucking lit.
Yeah.
Where's the ghost ball?
My Epcot tradition is drinking a margarita as quickly as possible and then getting on the Three Caballeros ride immediately.
And trying to throw up.
Oh, good. No, it's like it's a slow-moving boat ride, so I'm just singing the Three Caballeros song loudly and annoying the children in front of me.
Good. You should push one of those kids off the boat. All right, let's move
next up, and what I hope isn't his career trajectory.
Oh, God.
Suicide Squad 2, Idris Elba to replace Will Smith as Deadshot.
I hope this is his trajectory. I hope that Idris Elba does Hitch 2, made in New York. He does 8 pounds. just a bunch of Wilson. He can play Aladdin or the genie in Aladdin 2 when they do that one. The subpar Aladdin movie.
So is this happening?
Yes, this is official.
I hate this.
I mean...
Because why would you hire him to be Deadshot when you could hire him to be Green Lantern?
Yeah, I saw someone make that point. They were like, you have Idris Elba. I think it was Andy. It was like, you have Idris Elba and you're not using him for Jon Stewart. How DC of you.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that was
like, I saw that news and I was just like, why?
He's in the universe. Now, he may not want to be, because then he would have to be tied to that universe for a while, right? Like, he may not want that. But I feel like DC didn't even give him the thought. They were just like, no, you'll be Deadshot. Like, you're black. He's black. Right. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, this feels like a mistake. As far as wasting Idris Elba.
As far as wasting Idris Elba, but then also as far as having a sequel to Suicide Squad. That also feels like a mistake.
I mean, probably. But, I mean, at least Gunn is doing it. He's directing it. So it's got a chance to actually be good. Oh. It certainly will be better than the first. It really all depends on whether DC lets them make the movie that they want to make, right? Like, Gunn's writing it. I'm hoping that Gunn actually doesn't try to just do Guardians. And instead gives Suicide Squad its own thing.
I think he's a smart enough guy to not do that. Of course, he wasn't a smart enough guy to not put that dumb shit on the internet to begin with, so who knows?
Yeah.
So he was wilding. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with that nigga. Like, that shit was so weird.
You know, because it was in the heyday of Twitter when you could just write the fuck anything. Because no one was on.
I guess. But, like, keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, you need to keep your mouth shut.
This is weird. Okay, fine. Whatever. Idris. He's playing a villain in that movie with the Rock, and, like, he picks his role choices haven't been that great.
You know what? How about this? I'm going to say this. This one's for Brad. Idris Elba, Black Michael Fassbender. He is.
Yeah,
he is.
He really is because
he's a talented guy. He's a shitty casting agent. He does. Mm-hmm. Because you know what the thing is with Idris Elba? Idris Elba is a better TV star than he is on fucking movies. Yeah. His movie roles are shit. His TV roles are fucking great.
Luther is great.
Luther is really good.
I need to watch The Wire.
Again?
I have not watched
The Wire.
I have not seen The Wire.
Dude, it's
never seen The Wire?
No.
I've seen it
when
twice.
I was in high school. And you gotta remember, I'm a baby.
Yeah, you were like 6 when that fucking show was on. Like, literally, you might have been. No, you should.
Started in what, like 2005?
No, I think before that. Maybe before that.
Yeah, I think a little bit before that. Like 2003, I think.
Okay.
You should watch it. It's really good.
I know, I really need to.
Oh, 2002.
Okay, cool. So I was 12.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe in 2012. Not, hey, let me watch this movie about drug use and drug dealing in Baltimore. I can't wait to watch it.
I remember, like, sort of hearing about it in high school and whatnot. Like some kids would watch it with their parents or whatnot, but like,
you should.
First of all, we didn't have HBO. So it's not like I was going to watch it anyway.
Right.
But I'm Babby, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You will appreciate that show far more as an adult than you would as a kid.
Yeah.
You just would. Like, it's really, really good. I've watched through it twice. And
we're about to resubscribe to HBO so that...
For Game of Thrones?
Yep. Yeah. So I can just stream all of The Wire, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can. It's all there.
Cool.
All right. Next.
up.
And others, God, why is there so much Suicide Squad news this week?
The fourth story is my favorite of the Suicide Squad stories.
Rick Flag is not returning to Suicide Squad 2.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh, Rick Flag actor Joel Kinnaman is not returning.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. This is a positive.
Yeah, I don't have a...
And nothing of value was lost.
Zero, dude.
Is the character himself coming back?
I don't care. I don't care. As long as it's not him doing the worst John Wayne impression I've ever heard. No.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean... When the hell is it supposed to be coming out anyway? Next year?
I don't...
21?
I think it's 2020. I am looking forward to this next story. This rundown of new characters is really fucking interesting. James Gunn don't give a fuck, dude.
Suicide Squad 2, meet the new characters James Gunn will introduce in the sequel.
Is this confirmed?
This is from Collider. Colliders are, I mean, they're pretty fucking good.
Okay.
What the fuck is this? These are real characters?
These are real characters, dude.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and start off with Ratcatcher. A.K.A. Otis Flanagan is a man in DC Comics, though Collider has learned that the character will be gender swapped and played by a woman in the Suicide Squad. Then you have King Shark.
Hold, because you're skipping the good part, right?
What am I skipping?
You're skipping who Ratcatcher is.
Ratcatcher is a super criminal and one of Batman. Of course, is a Batman villain because why the fuck not?
Right.
What is this? One of Batman's many enemies. She started out as an exterminator in Gotham City before turning to a life of crime. Aided by an army of small rodents she can communicate with and control.
Yo, she's
Ant-Man.
She's
the rodent poison ivy.
Nega Squirrel Girl. Like
Yeah. She's the Nega Duck version of Squirrel Girl. Yeah. Yo, the funny thing is, you realize how much DC and Marvel copy each other. Like, as you read this, you're like, that's a Marvel character.
This is fucking nonsense. King Shark is a supervillain and humanoid shark whose father is believed to be the so-called shark god. Of course.
He's just a shark.
Yeah, he's just a...
I like how people are just like, yeah, he's a guy with a shark head. That's fine. Why does he have that?
Yeah,
who knows? I don't know.
His father was a shark god. Okay, whatever.
Like, yo, how is that a real story? Like, that's insane.
Polka Dot Man, a.k.a. Mr. Polka Dot.
That's some golden age buffoonery.
is another Gotham City supervillain. And like Ratcatcher, a sworn enemy of Batman because, of course, he grows multiple...
Yeah, read it.
He grows multicolored polka dots on his body that he can turn into fireballs and other weapons. Even though, for the most part, he's embarrassed about his awkward abilities.
Yeah, he should be. Your powers are fucking terrible.
The fuck kind of not... Jesus Christ. And Peacemaker, a.k.a. Christopher Smith, is an agent of peace whose motives are driven by an extremist form of pacifism that makes him love peace so much he would kill for it.
These characters are awesome.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm very excited because he's leaning into it. He's
like, yo, this is nonsense.
Yeah, it's insane.
Interestingly enough, Peacemaker is the role that sources say Gunn likes for Dave Bautista, the Guardians of the Galaxy star, who defended the director when he was fired from Volume 3. Is this it? These nonsense. Yo, look at these pictures.
Yeah, I know. They're awesome. Now, here's the thing. They haven't confirmed it, but they're pretty sure this is true. And again, Collider is a really good source. Shout out to some people who listen to the show. They were saying that they should put Kite Man in it because Kite Man kind of made a resurgence recently under that recent Batman run. You know what? Fucking do it. Kite Man should be in it. Condiment King. Fuck it. The Clock King. Put all the wackadoo fucking Batman villains in it. Do it. If you're gonna have all these guys who are expendable, who like if Mr. Polka Dot dies, nobody gonna give a shit. There's not big Mr. Polka Dot fans. Put him in. Why not? Like, to me, that was the thing that the Suicide Squad, the first one, missed. They missed an opportunity to really... I mean, they had, like, fairly known Suicide Squad characters.
Sure.
Like, you gotta lean into, like, the crazies.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is, like, Suicide Squad is basically, like, C-rate Batman villains.
If that.
That's the thing about Batman, is, like, he's known for having, like, one of the best rogues galleries... Basically, period. Yeah. In any comic books, because you've got these good A-list villains, Joker, Riddler, Catwoman, Ivy, Penguin, Freeze, etc. But boy, if you dig into the history of Batman, he has got just leagues of garbage characters.
He does. Yeah, Polka Dot Man.
What the fuck? I have a suggestion, James Gunn. I know you're listening. I have a suggestion for a Batman character or not a Batman character, but a character from DC that could be on this team. Dog Welder. Do you know who
is that?
Dog Welder, member of a team called Section 8.
That sounds offensive.
Dog Welder's power is Dog Welder is known for trapping and killing dogs in alleyways and then welding them to people. Yeah, abilities. Dog welding.
Hey,
that's on the official page.
Who created it?
What the fuck? Come on, man.
Whose man is this?
Garth Ennis, of course.
Garth Ennis?
Of course.
Oh god, like it's like you look into the old shit, like because like there was a bunch of dumb shit in like Bronze and Copper Age and whatnot, but God, the Golden Age is full of dumb shit that Bill Finger came up with.
Yeah,
like
Dog Welder never speaks and he never shows his face. He is 6'4", 420 pounds. He's an absolute unit. He is often cited as being possibly psychotic or schizophrenic, with no evidence to confirm either
a guy
claim.
Who just takes dogs off the street and welds them to humans might have some mental problems.
How the fuck do you weld a dog to a human?
Why are you asking questions that you already know the answer to? The answer is, who the fuck cares? Yeah, Dog Welder. Shout out to Dog Welder. Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. Well, next.
Fine. Matt Smith is a villain who will battle Jared Leto's Morbius. So this is actually happening.
I think Matt Smith is another person who I would categorize as not a movie actor. I would categorize him as a TV actor.
TV actor.
And he's everything he's been in American movies, at least, and I can only speak to those because I don't really know his work overseas. All of his stuff that he's done here has been terrible. It has been. And I mean, everyone loves him as Doctor Who, and I'm sure he was a good Doctor Who, but TV acting and movie acting are very different worlds. I'm good. Nothing about this Morbius movie is moving the needle for me.
I don't like Morbius. I also don't like Jared Leto.
I don't like Matt Smith in movies, and Tyrese is also in this movie, which in the Rock versus Tyrese war, I side with Tyrese, but I don't want to see a movie with Tyrese. No. Except it's a Fast and Furious movie, because or him singing about Coca-Cola on a bus, but that's it.
What?
That was his first thing. You never saw that old commercial where he just gets on, he's smiling, and he's singing about Coca-Cola? That was like Tyrese's big breakout moment early in his career.
I have no earthly idea what
you were probably 4 when that came out.
Fair.
Yeah, that wasn't in the 90s. Yeah, that was in the 90s.
Yeah, he was mad young.
Well.
Next up, Clark Gregg seems to indicate the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will end after season 7.
Okay.
I still have to watch the show.
It's so good, dude. It's so fucking good now. God damn, it's so good. I'm not even bummed about this because I think they've had a really good run. I mean, I'm ready to say, okay, that's fine. If they want to keep it going, that's also fine. I would just like them to absorb certain characters into the MCU.
I want Ming-Na Wen, and that's it.
I think Clark Gregg needs to come back.
Well, yeah.
I think that's fine. Honestly, this entire lineup is pretty good. Quake, like, she's fully coming to her power. She's a fucking badass now. Like, I could see them doing that in the movies, actually doing it pretty well. She could just be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Like, she doesn't need to have a solo movie or anything like that. She could just be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She can stay as a lower character. The two scientists dudes, or the scientist couple, they could be, again, like, rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. with these characters. Right? And, like, all of them should be there. I mean, you've got Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo has powers, like, you know, she can run fast and then come back to the same spot. Like, they're powered characters now. Fucking do it. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that they're ending the show, but again, it's fine. I'm sad, but I'm getting over it.
Here's my question.
Yes. Will they be an Endgame?
No, because I don't think they will. What if they ended on ABC and then do a reboot on Disney Plus?
I don't even think you have to do a reboot because Disney owns ABC.
Yeah.
You can just move it.
How much money are they making off of that, like, time slot? Like, I don't know what the
ABC kind of wanted to get rid of it.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, and then when Disney kind of was like, put their thumb on the scale, and they were kind of like, no.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, you're right, you own us. And they kept them around. The show got better, and the fan base grew, like, significantly. So I don't know that they're like, oh, they're losing money or gaining money. I don't know. So it could move to Disney Plus. I mean, that would be cool with me. I would be super happy about that. But who's
like if ABC is really like, we can make more money doing something else in this time slot. Yeah. If that's the reason why, and they're just like, cool, we're just gonna do something else with these characters, do something maybe different with these characters. Maybe don't call it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and just sort of look into something different. Yeah. I mostly just want to keep seeing Ming-Na Wen kick wholesale ass.
I also want to see that. She looked very good at the Captain Marvel premiere.
She's like 51. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She went to high school with my boss.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Every time my boss says that, I'm just like, I hate you so much, because
I bet she was way cooler than everybody even then.
Apparently the first time that, like, either of them went to a comic book convention, like, they went together. Like, they're like high school pals, basically.
That's awesome. And now she looks like that, and I guess your boss does not look like that.
No, my boss is white, so.
Oh, banana aging. Sad. Use lotion, guys. It will help you. Just use lotion. Next up, this is a great story. I'm very excited for this.
Next up, Andre Holland said to be in the mix for a villain in a Black Widow solo film.
Yes! We just did a movie on Black Cinema, High Flying Bird, starring Andre Holland. It's on Netflix, directed by Steve Soderbergh. 1, it is a good movie. It's a very good movie.
I enjoyed it.
2, Andre Holland is a damn good actor, and he should be in bigger things. So I am happy to see this. I want him to play Taskmaster.
Yo,
that's
I
the
fucking love Taskmaster.
He's so good. He's such a great character. Now, Terrence, you should have plenty to say about this because he is in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
He is a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 character.
By the way, Malcolm called you out about this. I don't know if you saw that. He was like,
"Fuck you, Malcolm."
Like, Terrence is
right.
I do know who that is.
I do know who that is. He's a very good character in that game.
Is he a mimic character? Can he like? Is he like?
He's got his own moveset, but
like
he emulates other
Spider-Man
characters.
And I think
I do not like fighting
Captain
him
America
in Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
In the fucking PS4 game, where it's like, you've done a certain amount of things that, like, triggers a Taskmaster fight, and you're just, like, swinging, you're having a good time, and he comes out of nowhere, and he's like, boom! Time to fight me, Spider-Man! And you're like...
If I could not...
Alright, I mean, I guess...
He's a dope-ass character, though.
Yeah, but it's like the way that those fights start in the PS4 game, he's just like, boom! Fuck you! I'm gonna kick your ass! Like... I like Taskmaster a lot. He's a super cool character. And if Taskmaster is the villain for Black Widow, I am 100% more invested in a Black Widow solo movie than I was 30 seconds ago.
That's a good villain, man. That's a really good villain. It's good. I mean, it was long rumored that Michael K. Williams was up to play Taskmaster, which is also a pretty good choice. But I like the idea of Andre Holland playing that character because I like the idea of Taskmaster sticking around. Because he's not only, I mean, he's a villain.
He exists
somewhere in the middle,
in that gray area.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call him an anti-hero, but
no, he's just sort of like a mercenary. Like,
and he will work for like even good guys. Like he doesn't give a shit. He's just money.
All he wants to do is study how other heroes, other super powered entities function. That's his sort of driving force.
Yeah, to learn as much as he can, basically. And he's got a dope look. The fucking skeleton mask and shit. Yeah, he looks...
Taskmaster is super, super cool.
Yeah. So I look... He feels... I don't know what year he came out, but he feels like a very 80s character to me. I feel like it was probably the 80s that he was invented. But, yeah, look, Andre Holland, I said on that review, like, that guy's a star. Like, he really has a star quality about him, and I could see him being really...
1980. First appearance, Avengers 195.
Damn, pretty good. Yeah. I was 0 years old. It felt right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I hope they do go with Taskmaster, because I think that's a good villain for
Taskmaster
her.
is basically just like, he's just kind of a dick. Like,
yeah. He also had some pretty funny moments in comics too. Yeah. So yeah, I think that would be a good villain for Black Widow, especially when there was talk of, there's another story about the Black Widow movie, and I was hoping they would go a different direction, and it's clear that they're at least going to mix it up.
Cool.
All right. Is that it for you, or no?
That's
you
it for lightning round.
That's it for lightning round.
Well, then I'll skip to another story in movie and TV news. Emma Watson is in talks to star opposite Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow. See, I thought they were going to go like female hero, female villain kind of thing, and they might, but it's nice that they have also Taskmaster there, because that seems so stereotypical.
I think is going to happen with Emma Watson is I think she's going to play like someone else from the Red Room who has been tasked with taking out Black
I think
Widow.
That's probably true.
Because the Red Room is all women, as far as I'm aware. So
it is.
It wouldn't surprise me if she's basically dealing with someone from the Red Room, someone who's been fucking brainwashed, basically acting as an assassin who she has to contend with in the film, while also carrying out a task given to her to take out the Taskmaster. So you've got your sort of like professional story with Taskmaster, and then your personal story with the Red Room.
I can see that.
And then they will probably intersect, and Emma Watson will probably have a change of heart and realize that the Red Room isn't very good.
Yes, and then her and Black Widow will both kick the shit out of Taskmaster in the end, high-fiving like some sort of Team Rocket situation.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm fine with that. Look, here's the thing. Much like Carrie's demented conversation about having sex with a monster, Emma Watson's really hot. And yes.
Honestly, I think
Emma Watson.
I think
she was Hermione in the Harry Potter movies.
I think for me,
and it didn't start there. Relax.
No, I think she's grown up to be very. I think she's very plain looking.
Not a fan.
No.
I think Beauty and the Beast ruined her.
Yeah, when they made that creepy doll of her giant head, like, it was weird.
The live action Beauty and the Beast. Live action Beauty and the Beast was not good, and she was not good in it.
Yeah, everyone says that. I haven't seen it because I don't listen to criticism of Emma Watson. I just don't hear it. I can't.
I think she's very good, but I think she was better than what that movie had to offer for her.
These pictures that I'm looking at make her look mad young, and this is really not.
She is mad young.
This is making.
She's like my age.
She's 28.
She's younger than me.
This is making me uncomfortable. I'm gonna just look at this other one where she looks older and hotter. Anyway, no, 28 is fine. 38, be all right. Yeah, no, she's I think she was a very good young actress. I am interested to see her in more adult things and see how she answers it. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe picked up that fucking baton and ran with it. Like, he had no problem doing it. So I think she just hasn't had.
Daniel Radcliffe is kind of hot.
Gross. See, you're
disgusting. He's in a show on TBS or something like that.
I really want to watch that.
Is that the one like about
where,
God?
Steve Buscemi is God, and he's like ready to like just hit that button, annihilate humanity, and be like, "Fuck it." Like,
yeah, I mean, I can understand that actually.
I actually really like Steve Buscemi too, so I really want to watch that.
He is a solid actor, actually.
He's very good.
He's one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. Though.
This is also true.
I'm sorry. Like, I love Steve Buscemi, but like, yo, you're mad ugly. So yeah, I could totally see her being somebody else in the Red Room. I think that makes total sense. So we'll see. I mean, she's in talks for it, so it's not definite. But again, Marvel making moves that just make sense. Going after Andre Holland, right? Like, hey, this guy was in Moonlight. It wasn't a fluke. He's really good. He was in High Flying Bird. It's fucking Steven Soderbergh movie. It wasn't a fluke. Let's go after him.
Yep.
Emma Watson, another big name. Let's go after. Like, they are doing what DC does, but they don't go for fucking Tom Cruise. They go for people who are either on their way. They catch people as they're on their way up.
Yeah.
Which is smart, or they make stars, which is also smart because one, they get to lowball them and like not pay them a ton, and then if they take off, then they pay them a lot of fucking money. And it's a smarter move than trying to go after fucking Ben Affleck as Batman. Like that, really just stupid. Financially, this doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, you gotta fucking slow down. Next up, this is a huge story. Marvel looks like they're going to cast an openly gay actor to play an openly gay superhero to lead their upcoming movie Eternals, which is pretty fucking dope. Again, talk shit about these movies all you want. They are pushing the fucking envelope more than anyone else is. Mm-hmm. And I think it's to the point where it's like, we're so big, what, are you not gonna see it?
Right.
And like they they're becoming Amazon. Mm-hmm. Like Amazon is just like, would you not go buy from us? We'll do whatever we fucking want. And you're like, God damn it, fine. Like, I don't want gay superheroes. It's gonna be in the MCU. Well, I mean, I've got to find out what happens with Thanos. I mean, is he gonna make out with a dude? Yeah, but it's fine. I'll just cover my eyes. Like, yeah, no, they just don't give a shit. And they're so powerful in Hollywood now that they get to kind of make the rules, which is dope.
So who are they getting?
So they haven't said yet. I
mean, the question is like, what character is going to be openly gay?
Apparently, it's the lead for Eternals.
Okay, who would be whom?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Eternals.
Yeah, I mean, the Eternals are weird.
They're super weird. They're
very like. We've touched on cosmic Marvel, right?
This is all the way in.
We've dipped a toe into cosmic Marvel with Guardians of the Galaxy, a little bit with Captain Marvel, but mostly with Guardians has been the cosmic stuff, particularly with like Ego, the Living Planet, who I think is an Eternal, or was at one point.
I believe so.
But
no, he's a Celestial, is he?
Yeah, he's a Celestial.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you're dealing with characters that for the most part, people do not know who these characters are. Like
that might actually be a benefit.
Yeah.
Because I think
then you can't be like, oh, they're making Spider-Man gay.
Right. A guy wearing a leotard, that's totally straight and heterosexual, and wearing a skin tight, so skin tight.
So I mean, I think here's the thing: is Thanos is considered an Eternal.
Yeah, he is.
So he's the only like member of the Eternals that anybody fucking knows.
Right.
Like you've got some like old school like fucking 80-year-old comic book nerd who's like, I love the Eternals, and it's like, cool, you're the only one. Like,
and guess what? They're gay now.
Literally
all of them
like,
are gay.
I work, I would say industry adjacent, right?
Yeah, you're industry adjacent.
Like
that's why
knowing about old comic books is part of my day-to-day life. I don't even fucking know.
I don't know. You're gonna get fired. Your boss is gonna see this and be like, you don't know what the Eternals are?
I feel like even my boss would be like, they're doing an Eternals movie? What the fuck? Like,
why? There's that one 80-year-old guy.
Here's the only thing you really need to know about the Eternals is that they were created by Jack Kirby.
Cool. So they'll look amazing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you really need to know is that they were another big-time Kirby creation.
Yeah. Well, so what I like about this, Victoria Alonso, she was interviewed, and she's an executive producer for the Eternals. Says there's these reports that the Eternals is going to go with a gay character. And, is that true? And her response, I thought, was pretty dope. The world is ready. The world is ready. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are. Like, come on,
We've
guys.
been ready.
We've been fucking ready. Like, you got a lot of gay fans out there. Now, hello?
Me.
But what I think is the smart move here is to, I shouldn't say smart move. The move that they need to do, what's going to be difficult about this is threading the needle between proper representation of gay folks in these movies and not
Not having that be the point.
And not having that be the point, right? Because Black Panther is a black-ass movie that speaks to black-ass issues and black people, but black isn't the only point of the film.
Right,
Captain Marvel speaks to women.
It's a big point.
It's a big point.
And much like Captain Marvel is a movie that speaks to the female experience, but is the whole point of the movie isn't, but she's a girl. Right. That's not the point.
Right.
So
you have to
like, I think if you hire an out queer actor to play
that's what they said.
Queer character, that is, I think, step number one. But the other thing, just by having, hey, I'm queer and I would never do something like this, like you're playing into stereotypes just to check the direction and to check the writing, because writing gay, lesbian, bisexual, asexual characters has gotten better, but I feel like there are still a lot of writers in Hollywood specifically who just have it in their head that's like, this is what the gay experience is like. And
hello, I'm a superhero. Like, don't do that. Like that doesn't necessarily need to be the thing.
So it's just, if it's one of those things where it's just like they just happen to have a boyfriend,
that's what I think,
or whatever.
Look, I think that's the way it should be. It's like
it's completely normal. Completely whatever.
You don't have to make them like wildly flamboyant, or you can, but make it whatever it is. Like make it fucking normal. Don't make them a stereotype. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like if they are that way, then they're that way. If they're not, then they're not.
Right.
But don't shy. Like again, this is a hard needle to thread. Don't shy away from who they are.
Right.
But don't overdo it where it doesn't feel real. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think
difficult.
Ultimately, I think back to when Wonder Woman came out, when literally that quick scene on the boat with her and McPilot, his name I'm completely blanking on right
Chris
now.
Pine as Steve Trevor.
And
McPilot.
I don't know, man. And he's asking her, like, oh, if she's ever, like, had sex, basically, not in so many words. And she's like, pleasures of the flesh, we don't need men for that. And it's just like, cool, that's establishing that she's bi.
He was like,
yeah, but it's like...
He could feel his penis shrinking at that. It's like, oh, no.
It's one of those things where it's like, that's the sort of line that just, like, establishes that, like, yeah, Wonder Woman is bisexual. She's on a island with 1,000 other hot women. Of course she's going to fuck some of them.
And they're all like working out and shit.
Yeah. So that sort of thing, but it's like,
where's that sequel?
That's never that's never like touched on again. They that's not something that they harped on. Right. It was just something where they were like, yeah, she's bi, and they just like moved on.
Yeah. And I think that's the point, is like, your sexuality is just a small part of who you are as a person.
Right.
If you're talking about a situation where these are superheroes, like that is the focus of why we're here.
From fucking outer space, where they don't have the same societal bullshit.
Right. Like that would be where they're like, wait a minute, what are you doing with that man? Like, yo, I've got lasers coming out of my eyes. What the fuck do you care who I fuck?
They'd be like, yeah, this is normal. Of course.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm flying. You should care more than I'm flying. That is a way bigger deal than who I sleep with. So, I think Eternals is actually, in a way, the perfect movie to do it, right? It's characters that most people don't know, right? Because they can't, what about, there are no straight heroes. Like, it's going to be hard to make those stupid arguments. Don't worry. They'll figure it out. They'll do it anyway. But they're characters that people don't know, so they're not hardcore, like, angry about it off the rip. And you could say, well, they're not from Earth. So, like, you don't have to focus in on, like, hating them because they're gay. Like, you don't have to make that an issue.
Right.
You can have someone go, that's interesting.
They're
and then be like,
aliens. They're gaylians.
Yeah. That's a good show title. I mean, I didn't know that. So, yeah, I think it's smart. I think, again, Marvel is so popular that they can push this narrative of inclusion and it work.
Yeah.
I am very interested to see what the response is from parents. I'm very interested to see that. But going both ways, by the way. Because I think there are plenty of parents of gay kids who are going to be like, Fucking thank you.
Well,
Holy
like
shit, thank you. And then I think there's going to be like, I'm not letting little Johnny see that. And be like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like, you look at some of the other, like, sort of mainstream all ages media that has included queer representation. Steven Universe is the big thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they featured a fucking gay space rock wedding. And no one fucking died because of it. Like,
right.
It's fine. Kids.
And people really like that.
Here's the thing. Steven Universe was very good. The thing that always gets me is just like, these people are like, how am I supposed to explain this to my kids? It's like,
open your mouth.
Sometimes here, let me do this for you. Sometimes girls like other girls, and that's cool. Sometimes guys like other guys, and that's cool. Sometimes people don't like anyone, and that's also cool.
Yeah.
Everyone good? It's cool.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
It's really not that
How
hard.
do I explain to my kid? I don't know. Be a fucking parent.
Like when your child
Also,
is growing up.
I put this on Facebook the other day, but like, if you are so fucking uppity and like so offended at the thought of having to talk to your children about LGBT themes, but then like you go to your little toddler who's in preschool and goes, does someone have a little girlfriend? And then try and say that that's not sexualizing children.
Yeah.
Eat shit and die. Thanks.
I don't like when people do that.
No, no, I don't like
that.
when people do that. I don't like daddy-daughter dances.
I think you can take your kid to a dance. That's okay.
Not in the way that the South does it.
Oh, well, I can't speak to that. But I think
Have you heard of what a purity ball is?
Yeah, no, that is not acceptable. I don't want to talk about that because it makes me very uncomfortable. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, I've
because
heard.
they take those kids, they leave, and they're like, your virginity belongs to your dad, and then he goes home and fucks you. Like, it's weird. Right? That's what happens?
Like,
I assume that's what happens.
It's the idea that, like, the same, literally, like, the Venn diagram of people who are upset about LGBT themes in children's media because they say it's sexualizing children, and the people who think purity balls are acceptable is a fucking circle. It's just a circle.
It is. Those purity balls are wildly unacceptable, dude. It's like,
But apparently, it's like I don't understand how that is somehow acceptable to these people. We're like, that's not sexualizing a child, even though you're literally talking to an 8-year-old about her virginity with her father.
yeah. And then she's like, Dad, here's my virginity, and he holds on to it.
And he puts it in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he hands that box
And like she wears a ring or some shit, and then
it's
like
fucking stop it. Let's move on, please.
That's Carrie's what the fuck story. Purity balls.
white people be
That's
wild.
weird, yo. I don't.
Yeah, that is a very you people thing. Yo, black people do not have that. Yo.
Karen, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a fucking weird thing.
I hate
man.
it.
It's really weird. Last but certainly not least in movie and TV
I hate
news.
this too.
I also need fucking Steven Spielberg to shut up.
Spielberg.
Or Steven Spielbergo, his Spanish counterpart. Steven Spielberg is mad because Roma was in the running for Best Picture. And Steven Spielberg is a fucking D-bag as he's gotten older. And I think he probably always has been. As far as he's concerned, as it currently stands, Netflix should only compete for awards in the Emmy arena. As the Academy governor representing the director's branch, Spielberg is eager to support a rule changes when it convenes for its annual post-Oscar meeting. Quote, Steven feels strongly about the differences between streaming and theatrical situation. He'll be happy if others will join his campaign when that comes up at the Academy Board of Governors meeting. He'll see what happens. Look, if you're a filmmaker and you're on that board and you support Steven Spielberg, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
That's what it is. It's classism, first and foremost.
It doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's the whole, like, oh, it's not a real movie-going experience and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, first of all, Steven, I'm pretty sure you're just mad that Ready Player One didn't get nominated for jack shit.
That movie is not good.
That movie sucks.
It's not good.
Not even technical.
Look, how you feel about Green Book is how I feel about Ready Player One. It is not a good movie.
And he was a big supporter of Green Book, so that's a double fuck you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like he was. He says he was rooting for that movie.
As far as I am concerned,
for some fucking reason.
half of the movies that Spielberg has produced that people consider to be spectacular films are fucking garbage. E.T. can suck a dick.
Wow, that is a harsh stance.
E.T. is not a good movie.
Oh, I liked E.T.
Nope.
Like, fuck Steven Spielberg. Here's my thing. I don't even know that I would count it as classism because it really doesn't make any sense, except for the fact that I think that Spielberg is you're just old. You're just mad fucking old.
He doesn't like change.
He's fucking 72 years old.
Like, shut up, dude. Like, look.
Here's the thing. I bet if Netflix approached him and said, you can make whatever fucking movie you want and we will absolutely fund that. You can. What passion project have you been sitting on for the last 15, 20 years that you haven't been able to make yet?
Battle Angel Alita?
That wasn't him.
That was James Cameron.
Oh, that's Cameron's thing. I mix the two of them up all the time.
Yeah,
you don't hear Cameron saying a goddamn thing either.
No.
Because he makes a lot of garbage too.
Yeah. I don't like James Cameron. If Netflix said we will fund whatever stupid ass fucking passion project, and
what's the one? Warhorse? Lincoln?
Did he do Warhorse?
He did. He did Lincoln. Lincoln was great. I didn't need to see it in the theater. I could have perfectly sat on my couch right upstairs and watched Lincoln and enjoyed it just the same.
I'm just like,
he doesn't make movies that need to be like the big theater experience. No, you don't. Not anymore.
I mean, Jaws is fine. Close Encounters is fine. Raiders is good.
I like Jaws is good. Jaws is very good.
E.T. sucks dick. Twilight Zone, the movie, is not good.
I don't remember Twilight Zone, the movie.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't remember Twilight Zone, the movie.
I feel like I've seen it, though.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Color Purple, good. I mean, the Indiana Jones movies are fine.
That's debatable, but that's fine.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen it.
It's a classic.
Let's just move on.
You know what? It's not.
It is our line in the sand for Black and Black Song.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen enough of it.
So I'm the only one that's seen the entire.
My mom has seen enough of that. My mom has seen that movie enough times that I've seen it.
So I'm the only one that's actually seen the entire movie.
Yes,
in the Black and Black Cinema crew.
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, you look at Lincoln was the last thing that he did that was decent.
Lincoln was a very good movie.
Because Bridge of Spies, I don't think was received particularly well. BFG made none dollars.
That movie. No.
Which you would think would be a fucking shoe-in to make $1 billion fucking dollars, because it's a Roald Dahl movie.
Yeah. No. The big fucking gun? No.
Yeah. The big fucking gun. Yeah, I don't know. I think Steven Spielberg is one of the most overrated directors on planet Earth, and I think he needs to shut the fuck up and go the fuck away already.
Well, I agree with the second part of that. I don't know that I would say he's one of the most overrated, but I will say this. It is just that you're old. And, you need to let go of this idea that movies only exist in the theater experience. They don't anymore. They just simply don't. Look, it's not our fault. It's not our fault that it doesn't exist in the theater experience. How about you talk about the movie industry and why they charge so much?
Right.
Look, Netflix is popular, and they came and took your lunch because it's $10 a month, and I can sit at home and not have assholes sitting over me, chewing and talking and everything else over a movie. Yep. That's why.
Yep. Why should I pay $15 to see a movie 15. That, where I have to contend with 150 fucking other assholes?
Yeah. And then it's
some
not
of
even
whom
good.
Can't even be bothered to turn their fucking cell phone off or chatting during the movie or any of that shit.
Yeah, you know what, Steven Spielberg? Instead of worrying about Netflix, invest in technology that shuts people's cell phones off when they walk into theater.
Please.
I'm serious. Figure that one out.
I feel like that
James Cameron would probably do it. He'd be like, I can do it underwater. Yeah.
That's what I would want to come to movie theaters, where it's just
blackout.
You step foot in the fucking theater, your phone is gone.
Yeah. Your phone get hit with an EMP.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Y'all niggas owe me a new phone.
They were like, sorry, enjoy the movie going experience. But that to me is the reason why. Prices are increasingly too expensive, and it's mostly because people aren't going, right? So they have to crank the price up. But it's because the theater going experience really is quite amazing for some movies and not amazing for others. Right. I don't need to see a drama. On screen. I got a 100-inch screen upstairs. Yeah. I have a fucking projector, 100-inch screen. It's a drama. It's two idiots talking. I don't need to have Dolby surrounds. I don't need that. I don't need all that extra shit. I don't. It works just fine. So yeah, I'm sorry. You're just being a prick.
Yep.
And I hope the actual creators and movie makers in that organization completely disagree with him.
Yep.
He should be overridden about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Quickly, let's go through What the Fuck brought to you by JTD. Carrie, you are up.
Most people can't go a week without washing their hair, but one real-life Rapunzel from Britain claims she has never washed her 6-foot-long locks in the last 20 years and that she only needs to comb her hair to keep it in pristine condition. 32-year-old Frankie Clooney, an artist from Brighton in the UK, has started growing her long hair when she was 6 years old, and by age 13, it already reached down to her waist. She doesn't like washing her hair because getting all of the shampoo and conditioner out in the shower and then drying took so long, so she stopped washing it. First few months, her long hair was very greasy, and her scalp was a bit itchy, but all those problems eventually went away. And she has reportedly done nothing but comb it thoroughly ever since. I was expecting this girl's hair to be fucking gross, but it actually looks really good.
Yeah, you would think it'd be like almost like dreadlocks.
Yeah, no, it's naturally sort of, I don't know, sort of
wavy.
curly, wavy, kinky, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
I bet
she looks fine.
I think it stinks.
I have no problem with this.
I bet it stinks.
I bet it does, but if she's like combing anything out of it and whatnot, like
cheese doodles.
So like I only like
she says the English artist. She says her hair absorbs scents, so it kind of acts as a reminder of where she's been and who she's been with.
Yeah, that means it stinks. Yeah, that means it stinks. Like,
I mean, that's I think the only thing. I was expecting this to look like super fucking gross, but I'm just like,
yeah, it's not so bad.
No, it's whatever. Like I've got short hair and I only wash my hair maybe 3 times a week.
I mean, I don't know.
For me, it's like I
wash my scalp.
Yeah. Like my hair, because it's like I've got really thick, dense hair. So like if I wash it too much, it either gets like really frizzy or really greasy or something like that. So like it's a balancing act. And so if she is sort of determined that she does not need to maintain this balancing act anymore.
I mean, it looks fine.
So be it. It looks fine.
It looks fine. I'm not too upset. If it was like really small,
I was fully expecting it to be like one massive dreadlock, but no, she looks fine.
Yeah.
As long as she's like maybe spraying it down with some dry shampoo or some shit once in a while. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Terrence.
Deadly spider venom more effective than Viagra for curing erectile dysfunction.
Ooh.
Okay.
You injecting spider venom into your dick? I assume that's what you do. I have not read the article yet.
Men who are struggling in the bedroom could soon have a new, more effective way to treat their problem. Scientists may have discovered a bizarre new way to help treat erectile dysfunction in men. According to research, a toxin from one of the world's most venomous spiders could help men perform better in the bedroom. The Brazilian wandering spider, which belongs to the genus Phonid spider, meaning murderous in Greek, has a bite which can prove deadly to humans, especially children. Okay, well, let's move on. However, experts claim the venom may actually have a very positive use, and it could end up helping millions of people. I'm going to skip the picture of that spider because fuck you, JTD. A team of scientists from Brazil have created a gel based in the Brazilian wandering spider's venom, which they claim could cure erectile dysfunction, reports The Sun. And they say it might even be more effective than Viagra in doing so. The BZ371 gel was inspired by the priapism the spider's bite causes in men, which is their persistent and painful erection.
So you get bit by this spider and you get a hard on. You get a fucking rager.
Shit, it won't go down.
No, if you get bit by a spider and you have priapism, that's a real fucking problem, dude. That's a problem.
Like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Just like
am I aroused by this? I'm confused.
The angriest boner you've ever had.
Instead of being painful, studies found that a very small amount of the toxin can actually double the blood flow to the penis. This resulted in guys in the clinical trial achieving an erection in under half an hour without experiencing any side effects. Hey, it is what it is. Experts claim the gel works by boosting the levels of nitric oxide in the male body and widening blood vessels, allowing more blood to be pumped.
That's a pre-workout.
Yeah.
That's what
nitric oxide does. Yeah. Like it just opens the blood vessels. Yeah.
But if you're like rubbing it directly on your dick.
Yeah, that feels
weird. Have you ever just like shoved your dick in your pre-workout?
I haven't, but now I think I might try it.
And it's not just men that could help, with scientists suggesting the treatment could also be used to improve women's flagging libidos. Oh, flagging libidos. Huh.
I'm not taking.
Now let's turn it around. You're gonna shove your vag inside the jar of pre-workout.
Shove your vag into anything because the vagina is an internal organ, and you are thinking of the vulva.
That's fine. Well, then you can pour it on. You can pour nitric oxide onto your vagina.
No.
To amp yourself up right before a workout. I don't know. This seems weird. Also, pre-workout is expensive, so don't waste it.
No.
Yeah. Speaking to the Journal of Sexual Medicine, one of the scientists in the study, Professor Maria Elena de Lima, said without any stimulation, a swelling of the penis lasting about 60 minutes was seen 20 minutes later.
For 60 minutes?
Lasting about an hour?
I mean, I don't really need anything for that.
This results.
It's not like a 4-hour situation.
This result suggests that it is able to induce erection independently of sexual stimulation. She added that the gel has the potential to be safe and effective options for erectile dysfunction patients.
All right, well, I'm going to try the pre-workout, guys. Let me see what happens. I'll report back next week.
Huh.
Seems like a real waste of a jar.
You're just going to like put your whole dick in
right in.
Just drink it and then be like, let's have sex.
Yeah, I mean that would technically be the smarter move, right? Yeah.
Instead of shoving.
I mean, that just seems like a waste of time. Yeah, all right. I'll try the pre-workout. I'll let you guys. I'll report back. I'm like, because when I take my pre-workout, it's about 30 minutes before it kicks on.
Yeah,
and then you feel like all crazy.
You get this wild tingle.
Yeah, all over your body.
Because it's
all your blood vessels.
Niacin, I think is the main ingredient in it.
Yeah, and that's what opens your... I'm pretty sure that's what opens your blood vessels.
And you get this wild feeling.
You've never taken pre-workout before?
No.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. Like, it's a wonder drug. It's a wonder drug. Yeah, no, it is. And, like, because you're getting more blood flow, like, you feel like almost like a little euphoric in a way.
Okay, I mean, like, I've taken other drugs that have caused that feeling.
yes. But this drug, 1, legal. 2, then you go work out and you feel like you can push yourself further. You can, that's why.
Okay.
But then you have to like taper off because like you don't want to take it all the time. Because then you just increase to your amount because your body eventually gets used to certain levels, right? But apparently, this is like cheap ass Viagra. All right. Again, I'll report back next week.
All right.
Yeah, that's
like,
it's Spider-Man.
Go to my wife and be like, 20 minutes. Take this scoop. And let's do our thing.
But it's spider venom though.
Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get the stuff I use it from GNC. I figure it's mostly the same. A dude who slightly has the same head shape as Micah, fruitarian man. He does. Michael's uncle is fucking wild. Fruitarian man swears by drinking pint of old urine each day to feel amazing.
Nope, don't like that.
Yeah, get it from the tap, buddy. Fabian,
is getting it from the tap just like angling your dick up and shooting it directly into your mouth?
Yeah, okay. That would be like when you're changing a baby and you let the air hit and you're like, oh shit, you gotta like tamp down. Like
I have not ever experienced this.
Yeah, like
hopefully never will.
Yeah, no, like a little boy will pee right in your mouth. You gotta like.
I am so glad that I am.
Oh, it's gonna happen to Micah. He's gonna have to come and tell that story. That baby's gonna pee right in his face.
That's
good. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
But this guy's drinking old urine. He's not drinking fresh baby pee. He's drinking fermented old man pee. Is that like the scotch of pee?
It's been aged in his old, dumb 37-year-old body. Fabian Farquhar Harrison. For the past 3 years of his dumb life.
He's 37?
This pee is aging him.
This don't work, nigga.
It's aging him the wrong way. This is how you crack black. Like, you just force black people to drink their own urine and they get older. It's crazy.
Okay.
Fabian began researching. No, he didn't. Alternative therapies back in 2013. No, he didn't. After continuously suffering from stomach pains, which doctors had not been able to diagnose or treat successfully. So then...
so he started drinking pee.
Yeah, so then Micah mixed with Chris Rock says, quote, I was traveling a lot for work and eating junk food. Well, maybe that's the fucking problem.
Those flaming hot Cheetos are making your tum-tum feel bad. You ever think of that?
I was having Burger King, McDonald's, anything convenient. Well, maybe that's why your stomach hurt, you fucking numbnuts. With no cure or explanation in sight, Fabian decided to adopt a more holistic diet and commenced a fruitarian diet where you only eat raw fruit and says he noticed a difference almost immediately. Well, maybe then that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's fine. Oh, I stopped eating all this garbage and started eating more raw foods.
Yeah, and I felt better.
Yeah.
Okay. But wait, there's more.
I guess I'll
fucking
just
clown.
I guess I'll just pour piss on it.
I hate this. I hate this the most.
He was just like
a fucking balsamic vinaigrette. On his fucking
disgusting.
Like
kale and beet salad.
He was like, no, it's cool. I'll just pour pee on it. Like, no, you don't need to.
I need to give it a little kick. Why, yo? Why?
As a part of his research, again, no, it wasn't. Fabian then stumbled across information about drinking urine. Quote, I've always been open-minded about that sort of thing, so I decided to give it a go and drink it fresh.
Yeah, so like one time you watched water sports porn and you jacked off real hard. That doesn't mean you have to drink the pee, buddy.
It tasted a bit like a bitter ale initially. It was quite strong, but not a terrible taste, and I had no problem finishing the glass. It was about half an hour later that I started feeling amazing. I was absolutely bursting with energy. Now I'd never go a day without it, and I would recommend it to anyone.
Hard pass.
No, hard pass, dude. Your body, as Michael would say, your body is literally getting rid of this.
Yeah, it's flushing out.
This is the waste.
The shit that it doesn't want inside of it.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Drinking it again.
Your body has already processed what is worthwhile, and this is what's left over.
Yeah.
Don't drink your pee.
By the way, this dude's urine is mad yellow, which means this guy's not hydrating enough.
Yes, he is. He's hydrating with his own piss.
No, that's not the thing. No.
Just drink water.
No, does he drink water to get a more diluted thing, or does he purposely dehydrate himself so he can get
apparently the piss is... No, he's not hydrating with water because his piss is very yellow.
So, yeah, that's a real problem.
You want your pee to be as close to clear as possible.
Yeah,
that's how
kind of
you
the
know
thing.
that you're hydrated. If you're peeing fucking Winnie the Pooh yellow, you're doing something wrong.
If your pee looks like Mountain Dew coming out, you got a fucking problem. Yo, Micah is wilding in this article.
Stop drinking your pee,
but
Micah.
He ages it.
30 days.
It was about half an hour later that he started having felt better for drinking. Fabian began leaving some of it for up to a month to ferment until it reached a level of pH 9. I don't know what that means.
That means it's really acidic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This, he explains, is because of aging. Because by aging the urine, it goes through a magnification process, and any purported benefits are made more potent. Explaining the process of aging his urine, Fabian said, I store it in a glass container like a mason jar, label it, and just throw it in a fucking cup.
No, that's actually more alkaline. That's more basic.
Okay, so here's my question.
That's not fermenting. That's just leaving piss in a jar.
I have one question. Does this guy have a girlfriend?
No.
No.
Can you imagine if you were dating someone and you came to their house and you were like,
you open up the cabinet, like, hey, what's that? Oh, that's my urine.
That's a deal breaker.
Yo, like,
I would call the cops on that nigga.
Several jars with different dates.
Look, that's
oh no, this one will be ready in January.
That's to come full circle as far as the show is concerned. If I'm on Dating Around and there's a guy who says, "Oh, I'm gonna pass on a drink," and I brought my own. He brings out a little flask, and I'm like, well, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's fermented urine." I'm like, "Good night, good night."
That's a series ender right there. Like, you know what? Netflix, shut it down. We're done. Turn the cameras off. No, this guy should be arrested. Yeah, if you carry around a flask of your own urine, you need to be indicted by the Mueller investigation. Like, there's something seriously wrong with you. Gross.
God.
All right, let's quickly do trailers and then we're gonna get out of here. Second trailer for Brightburn. This is the Superman sort of horror version of Superman story.
Yeah, so they're taking the alien boy with superpowers, lands on Earth and is raised as a human by other humans, sort of trope, the Superman backstory, but being like, but what if he was evil? Yeah. And it's super dark, and I identify 100% with the man who, in the truck, where, like, he turns his headlights on, he's like, what the fuck, and his headlights flash, and the kid is floating, and he's just like, nope!
Yeah, like,
nope! Like,
gotta go. Yeah, I'd get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, same.
Yeah, no, I think this looks very good.
It does. I like Elizabeth Banks a lot.
Yes.
She's really hot.
Yes. Yeah, wasn't she Rita Repulsa?
Yes.
Yeah. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks really good. I like the idea. I like the concept of it. I'd like to see more of these. Like, it would be kind of cool to build a universe of known heroes, but going the other way.
Yeah.
Like, Batman becomes a vigilante, but he just goes around straight up murdering criminals. Not like, oh, I'm gonna arrest them. Like, just straight up murdering them. Like, I think that would be kind of like Batman becomes basically the Punisher.
Well,
but like he uses guns and just murders people.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be kind of an interesting one to do. Aquaman like just keeps pissing in the ocean, like, and then Micah from the last story comes in.
The whole ocean is pee now.
Yeah, and then Micah comes in and just scoops up. He's like, "Yeah, I got my lunch," and then he gets out of there.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was really disgusting. Like balsamic vinaigrette. It's really gross. Second trailer for Shazam.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I was in from the get-go on this. I think Zachary Levi is like the perfect choice.
I like him a lot, actually.
Because like you need someone with that more comedic edge to him, because he's a fucking 12-year-old kid who suddenly has the powers of a god.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like it. It's the exact right tone that you need for this.
Yeah.
The only thing that, like, and they probably won't do it in this movie, but like at some point in Shazam's comic history, Superman goes to like the wizard that gave him his powers and is like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck is, why would you give that to a kid? This isn't his problem. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Good. That should be like in Act 3. Like,
yeah.
What were you thinking?
Yeah. So no, I'm in for it. I think it looks really good. I think this might be like the first. Well, I mean, Aquaman did really well, but I think this is the first sort of like easy home run for DC.
I hope so. My only concern isn't like quality wise. I think it's gonna probably be fine. This trailer didn't really do much more for me. I'm already planning on. It didn't
do anything different,
right? Financially, I don't know that it will do that well because it comes only like I think a week, maybe 2 weeks before Endgame. So they're
fucked commercially.
Yeah, like they put it in a really bad spot. Like it's sandwiched between two pretty big movies. So I don't know that it's going to do that amazingly well. It probably won't.
I think it comes out like April 10th or something like that. Like,
yeah. So that part's a real concern, but that's just a financial thing. But I think if it's critically very good, then I think that won't matter.
Yeah.
Right. I think people will still see it.
It's tax season. Some people have some extra dollars to spend. Yeah. I fucking don't.
Yeah. Well, you could think you're a congressman for that one. Not your congressman, but Congress for that. Hellboy. I think this looks good.
I think it looks real good. Yeah. I didn't think we really needed a Hellboy reboot.
We it didn't, but you know,
This actually looks cool. I like this.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, the funny thing is, people were saying, well, they thought this didn't do anything new. I thought it was actually like, I like the monster design. I feel like it's a little bit more gory and a little bit darker than Del Toro's, actually.
Yeah.
It seems that way. You know, people are like, well, it seems very similar to Del Toro's, and I'm like, but it's Hellboy. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's not going to be wildly different.
No, I mean, they're basing it off the same comic book, so yeah, it's going to be similar.
Yeah, it's going to be similar. But this looks really, really dark and fucked up. I mean, there's certainly scenes of a lot of blood.
Funny. Like, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
It's like Hellboy is sort of a funny guy, so.
Yeah. I think it looks fun. Again, this is a movie that's not going to make a ton of money, but I don't think it needs to. I think it's going to do.
As long as it's not a complete flop, I think it'll be fine.
When does this
come out?
I don't remember the date, but I think this is April 12th.
Ooh.
Right, it's next month.
Yeah, that's coming out pretty close to Shazam too.
That's concerning because, I mean, Shazam is going to get the all ages because it's coming out and it's PG-13.
Definitely.
No problem. So you'll get the younger kids because it's a movie about a kid ultimately.
Yeah. Shazam is April 5th.
Okay. So Hellboy comes out a week later. Like, Hellboy is a Dark Horse comic. Hellboy is a little more niche even within the comic fandom. Like, it's a good story. It's a good book, but Dark Horse isn't DC, and Hellboy isn't on par with the Avengers or Captain Marvel.
Either one.
Looks better than X-Men.
Well, that's not difficult because
right.
Dark Phoenix looks like
correct.
hot trash.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was the thing is the Dark Phoenix trailer came out, and I was like, I'm not impressed by this. And then this Hellboy trailer came out, I was like, that actually looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, like it looks like fun. I just feel like if they had just waited until May to put it out. Because then by then,
frankly, I would have waited August.
Yeah.
Like, as the summer is kind of ending, where you're like, yeah, the big
you can have like your dark, gritty, darker, gothic sort of.
Yeah. It would have been a good time.
I think its release date is going to doom Hellboy.
Yeah, I think if you would have given it during a time where you had a lot of kid movies, and the adults are like, oh, okay, well, this is something different, and the comic book fans are like, all right, cool, this is something different. I think you could.
Because like Hellboy's a name, everyone like. Even if you don't read the comic books, like, I don't read the comic books, but, like, I've always had somewhat of an awareness of Hellboy and of the BPRD and whatnot. And
universe,
all of that.
So, we'll see. I thought the trailer was good, though.
Yeah.
And the second trailer was much better than the first. All right, that's it for us. Any parting words?
Follow me on Twitch. What's up? It's Carrie. Trying to stream more often. Drinking, playing video games.
All right. Yep. There you go. All right. It's 10 o'clock at night. Get out of my house. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
Bye. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.